Well, I'm wondering, both these guys have been out of jam 3 times, Ken. They may be getting a little bit tired.
Well, they've got the experience, and they are using their timing to the best of their ability. We'll be back with halftime right after this. It's the Nevada Hawkeyes 11, the New York Enforcers 10. Welcome back, everyone, to RollerJam Arena. I'm Ken Resnick, along with Lee Rehrman and Buddy Atkinson. It's halftime. And, Buddy, this game has been seesaw all first half. Very close, 1 point between the two. Surprise you?
Very much so. I really thought this would be a little bit different. But you'll notice something. There's some power hits going on out there. Heavy stuff.
Well, there is no question. Anytime the New York Enforcers are on the track, no matter who the opponent, it gets very, very physical. And Hawks, certainly this first half, definitely on the men's side, was no exception.
Well, absolutely, and thank God that these X-Men guys for the Nevada Hawkeyes, man, didn't make me look like a bonehead when I called them the X-Men and talked about how they were going to emerge as great players here in the World Skating League. But we saw the X-Men both speed and power. Right here, you see the whip from Mark Webber. Jason McDaniel goes around to score some points. A little bit later, roll them bones. And Fred Eichhorn, you see the result of that. He might have had his bones rolled a little too hard right there.
I tell you, I do like the fact that the Nevada Hawkeyes are willing to play as physical as the New York Enforcers normally dictate a game.
But they also have the speed with Jason McDaniel that just came upon because he's back from that injury. Great addition to the unit.
Absolutely. Now, anytime we talk about big hits in the World Skating League, one gentleman comes to mind, that, of course, being Big Tim Washington and the New York Enforcers. Here's an up-close look at Tim Washington.
Within the army of darkness known as the New York Enforcers, a colossal giant stands alone as the WSL's most menacing blocker. He instills fear.
If I never have to skate against Tim Washington again, I'll be a lucky man.
He breathes hate.
We are the dominant team in the WSL, and we're not going to take anything from nobody.
Big Tim Washington equals pain. At 6'3" and 270 pounds of chiseled muscle, Tim Washington mocks all would-be competitors.
You step on my track, you're going down.
Along with evil Emperor Mark D'Amato, Washington has wreaked havoc throughout the WSL, leaving a track full of writhing jammers in his wake. Next stop on Washington's Carnival of Carnage is the Founders Cup.
I'm going to continue to dominate all day and all night.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Tim Washington, the king of the big hits here in the World Skating League. I certainly hope, for the sake of the Nevada Hawkeyes, they did not have a monitor in their dressing room. Had they watched that piece, they might not want to come out for the second half.
Well, I call these guys the X-Men, and it's fortunate they're really young guys. I don't think they watch a lot of television other than maybe cartoons, for crying out loud. But these guys got a little bit of a pack, a little bit of wallop of their own, Ken. And in the first half, we saw Mark Webber offset a little bit of that five-borough lineup. And these X-Men, I think, are materializing as one of the strongest suits of the Nevada Hawkeyes and one of the strongest suits here in the World Skating League.
That they are. Buddy, let me ask you, we're sitting with a one-point game here at the half. Do you think perhaps the speed of not only Micah Martin, but of Jason McDaniel may have caught the Enforcer men a little bit by surprise?
Absolutely right. And that's why they take advantage of this Enforcer team, that speed.
In fact, in the second period, we had a play where the Nevada Hawkeyes gained some points and almost got a bunch more points. Why don't you take us through that one, buddy?
Right, real nice play develops here. You see both the jammers at the rear. Watch Washington hits out, hits another gentleman out. Now we have Webber digging in, getting low, starting to jump. He's got him covered. He's holding it in. It's a straight bring down, and watch this landing. I'm telling you, that hurt. Bang. Now, Jason is running down to the inside, but he doesn't make the cut in time. He goes off the track. But our smart fella, Micah, jumps over the pack, lands on the track, gets the 2 points, or gets the single point. Jason doesn't, but they call it off. An old gamble there. He's sitting ready.
Now, buddy, let me ask you this. Jason McDaniel has been back. He's only skated 2 or perhaps 3 games in the WSL. He had the broken collarbone. Do you think that lack of game experience may have slowed his reaction time just enough to cause him to end up going off the infield, something he normally might not have done?
No, I really don't. I'll tell you what I think happened. He cut it so close, and it had nothing to do with him being off. In the heat of the moment, getting excited, running like heck, you've got that adrenaline pump. He just miscalculated. Simple as that.
It does happen in almost
right.
any sport. Hawk, let me ask you, do you think the Showgirls are going to be able to stay with the Sisters of Suffering again like they did in the first period, or perhaps Abraham and company are going to turn up the physical play in there?
Well, Janet Abraham, we all know that she packs a wallop, as do many of the Sisters of Suffering, and we know Buddy talks about them with much admiration. But these showgirls and the showgirl sizzle, I think they're stepping up similar to what the X-Men are. And you got to really look at what little Richard Brown, the leader both spiritually, mentally, and physically of the Nevada Hot Dice. He's got a lot of cannonballs in his cannon. You know, the X-Men and the showgirls. I got to give the edge right now here in the World Skating League to little Richard Brown.
Again, the score at the half, the Nevada Hot Dice 11, the New York Enforcers 10. We'll be back with the third period right after this. The 10, the Nevada Hot Dice over the New York Enforcers. You see the racehorse start. A big surprise here, the Enforcers coming out with big Janet Abraham jamming along with Heather Gunnan. And this is Laura Weintraub for the Nevada Hot Dice along with Kim Hart. The two leaders of the showgirls are going to have to deal with big Janet Abraham, a rare sight when you see Abraham, the best blocker in the league, putting on a jammer helmet. But that's how Mark D'Amato elected to start the second period, perhaps trying to serve notice on the showgirls. But oh, what a great job by Kim Hart putting down Janet Abraham. And now it's a golden opportunity for Laura Weintraub and Kim Hart, the two showgirls, to add to this one-point lead in a very tight game. And, buddy, we pretty much assumed it would be a tight game between these two clubs.
Well, it's definitely a tight game, but I'm going to tell you something. Watch this Abraham. She's going to lay it on these people, I'm for sure.
Janet Abraham looking for retribution, throws her helmet down, sends Weintraub into the rail, does the same to Kim Hart. Abraham not very happy, tries to set up, going for a Texas Bulldog. She does just that, and Kim Hart goes right into the track. But referee Sean Corbin is waving off, giving 1 point to Kim Hart, ruling Janet Abraham deliberate illegal move, attempting to prevent her from scoring. Abraham goes to the penalty box. Hart Hawk a very hard-earned point.
Well, Janet Abraham was totally frustrated. At least for now, it seems like little Richard Brown is winning this high-stakes chess match. And Janet Abraham, I think Sean Corbin was as aggravated by the fact that she took her helmet off as much as he was the fact that she took the head of Kim Hart to the track. But right now, little Richard Brown has the edge, Ken.
And again, a very alert call by Sean Corbin. It was the referee's discretion in the WSL. He realized Abraham deliberately threw her helmet off and allowed play to go on rather than calling off the jam. Now you've got Heather Gunnan out, number 35 for the Hot Dice, and Mindy Smith, number 36. Gunnan does a spin around and pulls Smith down head first into the track. Very alert move by Heather Gunnan, realizing Mindy Smith was a little bit low. Heads up play by Heather Gunnan, something we a lot of times don't see from the fastest girl on the New York Enforcers. Now she closes around. Obviously the Enforcers not happy. You see the speed. She goes right by Mandy Osborne.